Well, Donald J. Trump and his pending autocratic dictatorship, which starts in just a few days on January 20th, is in full swing in this breaking story. And what Trump is in the process of doing with regards to who is going to be around him in the White House. And no, I'm not talking about cabinet picks, not in the least. I am talking about the extraordinarily dangerous precedent that this man is going to be setting come January 20th. And it should come as no shock at all, because he's already been there once before. And now he learned how to even screw America more financially, and also how to make sure he never has to face a charge again, because people won't know what he's doing. I'm going to show you that story in just a few seconds. But take a listen to this, what he said prior to 2016 in his presidency about staffing.
On staffing, how would you run a government to make it more effective? What would be your criteria in choosing the senior administrators?
Track record, great competence.
I hope that doesn't mean David Duke is on the horizon. But let's take a look. Let's take a close look at the president's best people beyond Omarosa. How about Tom Price, his first Secretary of Health and Human Services? That guy racked up nearly a $900,000 bill on charter and military jets. Former EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt, he quit after scandal involving his first-class travel, a bulletproof SUV, security detail, and a special phone booth, as well as a very suspicious housing deal. And then there's former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. He pled guilty for lying about contacts with the Russian ambassador. Then, of course, there's Paul Manafort, the president's one-time campaign chairman, now accused of bank and tax fraud. And Manafort's deputy, Rick Gates, accused of assisting Manafort in his scheme. And then there's Rob Porter, the former staff secretary. He's accused of physical and emotional abuse of two ex-wives. And these are just some of the people with serious ethical issues and dubious backgrounds that the president has hired.
Love of what they're doing, how they're getting along with people, references. I mean, no different than when you're running a company, how you hire top people. We have to get the best people. We need to get the best and the finest, and if we don't, we'll be in trouble for a long period of time.
So how is Trump going to solve that this time? Doing something that's never been done before. Going through all of the security personnel at the White House and forcing them via interview to disclose who they voted for, so that he only has people in his political party of Trumpers by his side. Check this story out. Breaking news. Raw Story reports. Security experts grilled on how they voted as major White House cull begins. Insiders. Trump officials are ordering longtime National Security Council staff to divulge who they voted for in the 2024 election, according to a report Monday. The Associated Press wrote that the career civil servants are being grilled about their voting history, political contributions, and past posts they've made on social media that are deemed possibly critical of the incoming president. Some of the officials are expected to be booted from their jobs because of their answers, the report said. Trump's national security advisor, Representative Mike Walz, Republican from Florida, has previously said he wants the NSC cleared of anybody not openly supportive of Trump. The AP warned the move will likely cut significant expertise from Trump's team on day one. In quotes, given everything going on in the world, making sure you have in place a team that is up to speed and, ready to continue serving at 12:01, 12:02, 12:03 p.m. Vetting started last week, the AP sources said. Many of those now threatened had been told weeks earlier to expect to remain in their roles. But Waltz said that last week on Breitbart that, in quotes, everybody is going to resign at 12:01 on January 20. A Trump official told the AP it was entirely appropriate to want the council staffed with loyalists It advises the president on national security and foreign policy. Experts usually continue from one administration to the next to maintain a high level of institutional knowledge and expertise. In quotes, when they're selected to come over, they're not selected based on their political affiliation or their policy opinions. They're selected based on their experience and capacity, and so we have a real diversity of people in terms of their views, their politics, and their backgrounds, Sullivan said. He added that Biden kept most of his NSC staff from the previous Trump administration. In quotes, those folks were awesome, he said. They're really good. One of the most important things that we need to know from presidency to presidency to presidency is Joe Biden retained almost all of the NSC staff from the Trump administration. That's the point. You want people in these positions who know the lay of the land. They know their job. This is the same problem with all of this deep state crap about the intelligence community, the IC, when it comes to the FBI and the CIA and our covert operatives. There are simply people in this government, and we've never had this conversation before in the history of America with regards to just do your job, because your job in certain aspects of the government and also the White House has nothing to do with your political party or how you vote. And that's exactly who Donald Trump is. He believes in what he wants.
You know, some of the people that were most loyal to me are people that I didn't think would be. Some of the people that were least loyal to me are people that I think I would have treated them differently. I think I would have treated different groups differently. I would have wiped the floor with the guys that weren't loyal, which I will now do, which is great. You know, I love getting even with people. But
you love getting even.
Oh, absolutely. You don't believe in the eye for the eye. You do.
No.
I know you well enough. I think you do. But anyway,
but tell me. I mean, you're going to get even with some people.
If given the opportunity, I will get even with some people that were disloyal to me. I mean, I had a group of people that were disloyal.
But how do you define disloyalty?
They didn't come to my aid.
Well, what did they do? They turned their back on you?
No, but they didn't do small things that would have helped. But I'm so loyal to people that when somebody's slightly disloyal to me, I look upon it as a great act of horror.
He only wants people that he knows is on his side, because what it's going to do is two major things in this area. One, you're never going to be able to find out, guest book, who had come to the White House. And certainly what he's trying to root out is anybody who will go to the press quietly and leak something about his behavior or something he's doing. And that's what this is about. So he never has to face another classified document or another problem or scandal or legal process issue when this presidency is done. Folks, this is extraordinary and it is very, very bad. Please stay calm, keep talking, and always stay frosty.
Fighters to come between the president-elect and liberal cities and state ahead of their inauguration next week. The push and pull recalls some of the touches, high-stakes interaction between Trump and top Democrats during the early days of COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, when leaders of liberal-leaning cities and states often pulled their political punches over concern about alienating the first Trump White House and delaying federal support. Newsom is no stranger to clashes with Trump, but the crisis sweeping Los Angeles now present are unique and more urgent challenges. The governor, considering a potential 2028 presidential candidate, expressed frustration with Trump rhetoric but also has invited him to come and survey the damage, to meet with Americans affected by these fires, see the devastation firsthand, and join me others in thinking the heroic